welcome to New Berlin Eisenhower High School. Tonight at Intercity Clash, the Lions from Eisenhower hosting the New Berlin West Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Chuck Freeman along with Ken Plinska at Intercity Clash. Two teams 6-3 locked in third place in the Parkland Conference. And Ken, anytime two teams from the same city go head-to-head, it's always a big match, no matter they're playing for first place or somewhere in the middle of the division.
No question about it. That's a good comment. Both teams are 6-3. In fact, both of them are coming off of big victories. Last Tuesday night, Eisenhower defeated Pewaukee 66-60. As we can see now, they're announcing the West Vikings. And West came off a 67-60 victory against Slinger. So they're both really hot. They're both hot for the victory. And after talking to both coaches, they're both they're expecting the game to be in the 60s somewhere, with defense being a big key. And
the last time these two teams played, Ken, back at West High School, the Vikings jumped out to an 18-4 start. And Eisenhower, I don't know, I expected more out of them this year, quite frankly. They got 3 losses. They played a tough non-conference schedule, but nevertheless, a tough season, nevertheless, for Dave Scheiniger trying to build a program here into his first year.
Well, you know, especially at Eisenhower, you know, it's a big basketball tradition. Not that West isn't, but you know, they had some problems with the coaching staff last year, and you know, the Gustafson brothers are going against each other, but you know, with one already being gone. But it'll be an interesting game, I'm sure.
All right, let's pause now as we turn our attention to the national anthem. As we mentioned, a couple of teams 6-3 in the Parkland Conference. Whitnall is the conference leader atop at 9-0, and they're a full 3 games ahead of Eisenhower and West. And Brown Deer tonight, which is taking on Pewaukee, is in second place in the conference. They are 7-2. Let's get the starting lineups from Ken Plinska.
The starting lineups tonight for Eisenhower, they've got Matt Pierce, of course, their 6'6" fine center. Corey Colvin, 6-foot guard. Gavinsky, Carvella, and Lee. And on the other side, they have Doug Wazorek, Mike Pinter, Jamie Reeve of 6'4" center, Trevor Schultz of 3-point land, and Ed Riskiewicz. So it'll be a very interesting lineup. A very interesting game.
Eisenhower wins the tap. That is Corey Colvin now bringing it out on top. He'll take it through the legs, and Trevor Schultz is on him. Out on high, Matt Pierce. Left side goes to Carvalho. He comes in the lane, and now we'll kick it back out to Pierce.
Pierce, of course, all-conference quarterback for Eisenhower. Also the leading the punter in the conference.
Gavinsky goes up in the lane. He was fouled by Wazorek. Wazorek had a big game last time these two teams met. He had 19 to lead the way, and Gavinsky will be at the line for a pair. And the lefty comes through with the first one. Gavinsky on the second of 2. It is also good. And Eisenhower pulls out in front 2-0, just underway from Eisenhower High School. That is Ed Riskiewicz out on high. Stops his dribble. He feeds out top to Jamie Reeve. Reeve right side to Pintar. Pintar drives baseline, a 15-footer, rimming it out. Rebound loose in the lane, picked up by Riskiewicz, and he put it in. So Eddie gets on the board, and it's tied up at 2, 7:09 here, first quarter.
There's a lot of motion out there. You know, it's a good crowd tonight, so I'm sure that, you know, that their adrenaline's flowing. I think anytime you get a backyard basketball game like this, it's going to be very exciting.
Colvin aims from 5 feet, no good. Rebound, the Vikings. And this is Trevor Schultz pushing it up to Pintar. Pintar pulls it back out to Schultz. Goes left side off to Ruskiewicz. Inside, that is Jamie Reeve, no good. Rebound cleared by Pierce. Push it up ahead to Colvin. Colvin starts the dribble out on top to Carvalho. There's a three-pointer by Carvalho. And that puts the Lions up by 3. Out on top, Razorek. That'll be Trevor Schultz with it on the left angle. Tries to go baseline, cut off there in the lane. Jumper by Razorek, it's good.
That's the second basket.
So the Vikings showing on a press here, and they've been pretty successful with that all season long. Baseline, that is Ron Carvalho. Colvin with Trevor Schultz on him. He'll start the play from out on top.
Colvin had three three-pointers against Pewaukee last Tuesday night. He's not afraid to put it up.
That's Vince Lee driving baseline, kicking off to Pierce. Pierce on Jamie Reeve.
He gets a lot of attention when he's down along that baseline.
Colvin in the lane, wings in the air, banker good.
7-4, 5:20 to go.
And
nice
that is
move around.
Ruskiewicz in the lane, no good. Lee clears the rebound for Eisenhower. Up to Colvin, they push it ahead quickly to Carvalho. Stops his dribble. Inside they go to Gavinsky, and a land that the Giants hits it. 9-4 Eisenhower. And unlike the first time these two teams have met, Eisenhower's turned the tables and they have jumped out to the quick lead. Here is a three-point attempt by Pintar, no good. Rebound by Carvalho. Lions are getting one shot at the hoop. Corey Colvin will start the play from out on top. Right side, Ron Carvalho, and they'll pull Matt Pierce out. Pierce will take the three-pointer, rimming it out. Rebound, Gavinsky goes up strong, and he's fouled. They like to pull Matt Pierce out.
Yeah.
And
well, you know that although he's 6'6", that just shows his flexibility. He's really a good athlete. The whole family. I remember I had done a couple other games several years ago, and he had two brothers that were playing at the same time. Also, very good basketball players and football players.
And the first of two by Gavinsky is good.
Unofficially, I got Gavinsky making all 3 of his free throw attempts for the evening. He's got 5 points.
And the second one is also good. And Eisenhower goes up 11-4. 4:35 here, first quarter, between the Lions of Eisenhower and the Vikings from West. In the lane, jumper good. That is Trevor Schultz with his first basket of the night.
I think we better see a little inside defense here. They let him penetrate all the way down the lane there. Pierce backed off as well as the other two forwards. They got to come up and at least put your hands up in front of him. Otherwise, he's going to score all night.
Carvalho into Pierce, left post. I should say right post. Three-point attempt. Nope, fake it out to Lee. Vince Lee with the three-point bomb.
Just under 4 minutes, 14-6. Excellent basketball game again.
West is having a tough time getting inside. They're working it around for the good shot, however. Trevor Schultz, Jamie Reeve.
Interesting enough, all 5, both teams start seniors. All 10 of these kids on the floor right now are seniors.
Now they'll work a two-man game this side in the lane. That is Jamie Reeve, no good. Rebound, Vince Lee for Eisenhower. Lee will bring it up against pressure, and now West will drop back, and he'll hand to Colvin, and Colvin will bring it up to half court. The Vikings coming in with a fresh trip of 5 here, right in front of us. Tim Gavinsky being double-teamed, left post. Pierce goes up strong, and he put it in.
Pierce showed a little linebacker ability there. He came with that shoulder. 16-6, just under 3 minutes.
Other way, that is Trevor Schultz with the lay-in.
That's Schultz with 4 points. Again, they're not playing defense. They get back on defense, Eisenhower, but they don't do anything to help stop it. In fact, both teams are coming in with new lineups.
Vince Lee drives baseline, called for the offensive foul. And there to take the charge for New Berlin West is Jamie Reeve, as Lee blew right by his defender, but Reeve there to take the charge. And both teams will make mass substitutions, in fact. 16-8, 2:35 here in the first quarter. Chuck Freeman, along with Ken Plinsko from Eisenhower High School.
Yeah, we have 10 new ball players on the floor.
And that is Scott Niederjohn off to Kevin Nelson. His shot is no good. Rebound in the lane by Corciato, and he's fouled. Nelson makes it tough on us because we're just trying to scramble through these numbers here, but that is David Corciato at the line. Corciato,
right.
Shooting two.
He's a sophomore, 6'3" sophomore.
And his first is on the way and good.
(16-9). 2:20 to go.
And hits on the second. Neither team has missed the free throw tonight. Eisenhower coming quickly the other way. And the ball is lost, picked out of there by New Berlin West. Coming out of there quickly, that is Jason Bachmeyer. Ball loose on the floor. Picked up by Chad Privet, and the ball is lost out of bounds.
Coach Dave Scheidegger, he's trying to get their attention and call some type of offense out there.
Chad Privet is the point guard now. They go into Dave Swawicki, now right baseline. Privet again out on top. Ball is knocked away. Picked out of there by Schultz, and the ball is loose back. Eisenhower coming back the other way with it.
It's a very physical game, goodness. The referees are letting them play ball. Little steps out there.
And a travel called, and they'll take it back the other way.
That's Jeremiah Willie with the infraction, the steps there. He's a 5'11" sophomore. He's a very good defender for Coach Dave Scheidegger.
This is Corciato. He'll drive in the lane. A little 10-footer, banked it in.
It wasn't pretty, but it went in 16-12. We got 1:14 to go.
And Privet against the full court press is fouled, and the Lions will be back a whole set of troops again.
You know, I wonder if he just took them aside and said, look, you guys, you got to go out and play a little bit better defense, because they really weren't playing defense very well. We got the same lineup back in the same starting lineup.
And Pierce will bring it in, and West will apply the full court press. It'll be a zone press, and they bring it up to Colvin. Colvin coming down, little jumper on the way, he hit it. So Colvin
with 4 points, just over a minute to go.
And it's 18-12, New Berlin Eisenhower. Their biggest lead has been 10. It was cut down to 4 moments ago.
They go inside.
In the lane, that's Corey Hauser, spins out, rebound Gavinsky. Gavinsky will push it up to Corey Colvin. Off to Carvalho, goes up twice, no good. Air special. The ball is pushed ahead and off to Niederjohn. Niederjohn with the breakaway layup, and he scores. 18-14 now. West down by 4.
We're down to 25 seconds.
Gavinsky left baseline, stops his dribble, and he'll pull it outside. Here's a three-pointer by Colvin, good. Corey Colvin with a three-pointer.
We're down to just 10 seconds now.
And they're going to work for one, obviously. Between the legs.
3, 2,
there's the jumper on the way by John Brill, no good. And Pierce to the board, and that'll do it for quarter number 1. Eisenhower on top of New Berlin West, 21-14 at the end of 1. Back with more after this.
For 40 years, the Wirtz Insurance Agency has had the pleasure of serving the West Dallas community. Stop in today and let us help you with your insurance needs.
Second quarter. This is Mike Pintar driving, tried to draw the foul. No good. Rebound, Vince Lee for Eisenhower. Lee off to Colvin. Colvin will bring it up with the right-hand dribble. Now brings it across half court. This is Ron Carvalho. Pintar comes out on him, off to Lee. Left side. Colvin faked the three-pointer. In the Pierce. Ball went off his hands. Ball scoots out of bounds, then it'll belong to Eisenhower. Last chest touched by Ed Ruskewitz. .26 here, second quarter. Ball lobbed into Pierce. Takes a dribble, rolls it in.
That's 4 points from Matt Pierce, showing that strength underneath the basket there.
And they've scored the last 5 points. Eisenhower up by 9. Ruskewitz off the front of the rim. Rebound in the lane by Reeve. No good. Ball's loose on the floor. Reeve picks it up, out of bounds. Eisenhower will get it back.
Talking to Coach Dave Scheidler before the game, he said he wants his team to be patient on offense, and I think they have been for the most part. That's it. It's if they get up to 60s, 70s, in the low 70s, this is gonna be a very exciting basketball game.
Working it around, Vince Lee will decide to take the three-pointer, and he's 2 for 2 from there. Vince Lee bombing away, as is the whole Eisenhower team tonight. And the Lions now with their biggest lead of 12, 26-14, 6:38 left to go in the first half. Ruskewitz looking for someone to dish it off to. He finds Reeve with the baseline shot, no good. Off with the rebound, Gavinsky. Colvin ahead. Colvin puts a fake on. Drive blocked by Pintar. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll belong to West as the ball is knocked off of Vince Lee. And we'll have a timeout here at New Berlin Eisenhower High School, the intra-city clash, as the Lions hold a 26-14 lead with 6:21 left to go here in the second quarter.
Going back to last Tuesday night's game, Pinder, who unofficially is, he's been averaging about 14 points a game. He had 14 points against Slinger. As of right now, unofficially, I've got him with no points, Chuck.
Pintar does most of his scoring from the inside, and with Pierce there, it's hard for anybody to go inside.
Well, in the first quarter, I don't think Pierce, I don't think the rest of the Eisenhower staff were really doing a nice job playing defense. Right now, they haven't rotated the ball down to him, but they've been running up and down the floor quite a bit. But I think if you go into more of your stationary type offense, setup type offense, you'll probably see him get the ball more, and maybe that's when you start scoring more too.
And when these two teams played the last time, in the first encounter, West went inside more. They challenged Pierce a little bit more, and he normally backed away from several inside shots. Didn't go up and really challenge anybody. And tonight, on the other hand, West is not even taking the ball. They're going mostly with the perimeter game.
Exactly.
So Pintar and Reeve maybe got to move it in a little bit and maybe try to draw some fouls and maybe try to open things up on the outside. Here is Pintar driving through the lane, and there he goes.
As we speak. That's his first basket. I think you'll start seeing that a lot. I think both teams are very active offensively and defensively. Look at this. Unselfish basketball.
Oh, nice dish. Vince Lee to Matt Pierce, and Pierce puts in another deuce.
Unofficially, I've got him with 6 points, Pierce.
28-16.
We're just under 6 minutes here.
Right side, Reeve. In the lane, kicking out to Pintar. Pintar will hand off to Trevor Schultz. Schultz will work left side. Now dribble out of the trap off to Jamie Reeve.
They really worked that ball well.
Drives past Pierce, no good. Lee with the rebound. Off to Colvin. Ahead to Gavinsky. Gavinsky was going to challenge his man. Now he'll bring it out on top to Carvalho. Or make it Colvin. Ball inside to Gavinsky, and he's fouled. Gavinsky and Pierce were the double post that time, and Gavinsky got it, went up with the left hand and was hammered.
That foul was on Jamie Reeve, the 6'4" senior center from West. Gavinsky unofficially, I've got him 4 for 4. I'm not trying to put a spell on him. I'm just hopefully he'll make both these here for you Eisenhower fans. He did. Unofficially, I have him with 7 points, Chuck.
Tim Gavinsky, whose father is the head football coach at Greendale High School.
Oh, interesting.
And Gavinsky misses the second of 2. Chased down, though, by Vince Lee. And Eisenhower will get another crack at it. 29-16, they lead by 13. Just a shade under 5 minutes left to go here in the first half.
As quick as these guys get up and down the floor, they're not, you know, they are willing to set up and...
and there is Colvin again with another 3. 32-16, they have doubled up. The Lions have.
Well, Colvin had 3 3-pointers against Pewaukee the other night. That's the same night that Pierce had 34.
And that is Doug Wazorek with a lane jumper.
6 points for him.
6 points for him, and that breaks a 7-0 run that Eisenhower was on. That press, Pierce with it on a 2-on-1 break. Off to Lee, almost stolen away. Lee will dish it off to Gavinsky for the layup, rolls around good.
The guy that made that, first it went from Pierce to Lee, and both nice passes, and Gavinsky ended up with the basket.
Eisenhower just shredding this press. Wazorek leans in the air, jumper good.
8 points for Wazorek.
3:49 here left to go in the second quarter.
Nice
Vince
pass.
Lee baseline drives past Reeve, and there's a foul. Boy, the Lions having no problems whatsoever with this press. And into the game for New Berlin West is Cortachado. David Cortachado, the sophomore, will check back in, a 6'3" forward. And Vince Lee will go to the line for 2. (34-20). Eisenhower up by 14. And Vince Lee misses both, cleared by Wazorek in the lane. He'll give off to Trevor Schultz, and Schultz will bring it up with the right hand dribble off to Colvin.
3:30 to go, second quarter. And they're still up by 14.
There's a 3-point attempt by Schultz, rimming, no good. Rebound attempt up by Cortachado, good.
Good.
Cortachado with the rebound, and I believe that's their first offensive rebound basket of the night.
He gets good position, and remember, he's only a sophomore. He's a big kid, but he still is only a sophomore. He's got 6 points.
Matt Pierce head of the wheel. Colvin. Vince Lee drives left baseline, drives by everybody, good, and he's fouled. Vince Lee has done that 3 or 4 times tonight, where he has gone with the left hand and just blown by everybody. Draws the foul, and Eisenhower up by 14, 36-22. The Lions ahead of West. 3:03 left to go in the first half. Well, as Eisenhower tries to prove the record to 7-3 and stay on the heels of second place Brown Deer.
The West coach over here, Tom Gustafson's trying to explain a little something about what's going on. He thought maybe there was a charging call down there. Needless to say, though, Vince Lee's probably been as impressive as anybody tonight. He does have a total of 8 points on 2 threes and a deuce. But most importantly is that he's been very instrumental in some very easy baskets for the Lions. So he's been a big factor for him down there. He's also had some big rebounds. Nice looking ball play, 6'3", but he plays very, very tough. We've got about 3:08 to go, 36-22. I think Eisenhower's in charge here, but I think easily West could get back in the game if they start hitting some of their baskets.
Certainly they got to tighten up that full court press.
Yeah.
They haven't
figured out how to handle it
at all. Yeah.
We got Lee unofficially 0 for 2 from the line if he just concentrates a little bit. If he steps back about 5 feet, he'd be in 3-point range. Maybe he should shoot from there.
He has no problem from there tonight, does he?
Not at all. That's better.
And Lee puts the capper on the 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
Unofficially, I've got him with 9 points.
Eisenhower.
In fact, he's coming out now.
Eisenhower with their biggest lead of 15, 37-22. 2:58 left to go here. Almost a steal by Carvalho. Ball will go out of bounds to the Vikings. David Cortachado will inbound it to Riskewitz. Eddie will hand to Trevor Schultz, and Schultz will work head of the wheel. Jamie Reeve. Pierce will let him take the three-pointer. Baseline with Zorik.
Unofficially, Zorik's got 10 points. I think he's the first person in double figures. Yes, he is.
Corey Colvin with Schultz on him. Carvalho. That's Colvin again working left side. Into Pierce.
Nice
ball was checked away. Pierce into Colvin. Ball goes off his hands. And West will get it back. And some frustrated fans sitting about 2 feet in front of us. Right back of us, I should say.
Yeah. In fact, Coach Gustafson said that we should make sure he doesn't get on the microphone because he might have some very colorful things to say. He's very adamant coach. He's out there trying to get a call or two out there. When your team's down by 13 and not playing particularly well, I imagine you have to try every play possible.
Colvin knocks it away from Cortachado. It'll be the Vikings ball.
A lead back in now. It's a good idea. You can't leave him on the bench too long. He's playing a fine basketball
Trevor
game.
Schultz drives by Colvin. Colvin gets a piece of it. Lee off to Pierce. Pierce ahead to Carvalho, and he'll lay it in easy.
Carvalho's got 5 points.
And it's 39-24. Back to a 15-point edge for the Lions.
With just under 2 minutes to play here. Look at that.
Cortachado, ball stolen away by Carvalho. Carvalho will come on 2-on-2. Kick at the Lee, crashing down the lane. Good. Lee with the banker.
That call could have gone either way. I think what they're looking for over here in West is they may think the game's getting a little out of hand, but it's not actually.
Wazorek blocked by Pierce. Eisenhower could take a 19-point lead this trip down, and they will. Carvalho with the layup. 43-24. Eisenhower in total command.
In fact, you're getting a whole new group of players from West are about to come in the game. We got just over a minute to play.
Ball stolen away, up ahead to Colvin. Colvin will go up strong, and they are on an 8-0 run. 45-24, just under a minute left to play here in the first half. Eisenhower blowing this one open early. Baseline, that is Reeve, no good. Pierce, nobody getting back for West on defense whatsoever. They've got about 3 or 4 easy layups the other way. And Pierce, I believe, was called for the travel.
I think West, because they are down by 21 points, that they are rushing a little bit. But what do? You know, you got you under a minute to play. You know, you really have to. They should be going for some 3 points, try to get back in the game, and they certainly have the guys that can do it for them. West in somewhat of a delay game here.
Pintar drives in the lane, hangs in the air, good. Pintar breaks the scoring drought. He's got 4.
25 seconds to go.
Colvin brings it up, works between the legs off John Brill. Left side, that is Privet. 17 left in the first half.
Ooh, he got pushed out there.
Corey Colvin with 11 on the
10
clock.
seconds to go.
Colvin works in the lane, had it knocked away.
Steal.
Here's Pintar coming on the other way, feeds ahead to John Brill, fakes up once, and he's called for the travel. John Brill with Pierce flying by, called for the travel with 3 seconds left on the clock. Pierce heaves all the way down. Vince Lee, who throw it up over his head, no good. Privet with the last second shot, and it's knocked away. And Eisenhower will come away with a very positive first half. The Lions lead the Vikings 45-26 at intermission. 45-26, Eisenhower over West. We'll be back with more after this.
Sparkling diamonds and shimmering gold, the perfect gift for both young and old. From unique and unusual to
their players aren't playing up to where they want them to play. They're getting beat in every aspect of the game, and they're trying to get something from the officials, something that the players are just having problems with, and that's controlling the Lions. They've been beaten soundly in both quarters now, but they've been beaten in many ways, both up and down the floor, in their setup offense and stuff like that. So it's been a tough contest because Gustafson's a street fighter. He's not going to give up. And according to Jagello, he appears to be the same type of temperament. So it's interesting, but they have to try something. They've got to get some enthusiasm back into their players, and I think that's the reason. Just pure frustration.
And you got to give Eisenhower some credit. I was talking to Dave Scheidegger earlier in the season when his team was under the 500 mark. They were 2-4, and they had played some tough teams, non-conference teams, Wilmot, and they played a brutal non-conference schedule. And he said it was going to take some time for his team to gel, and his team right now on a 3-game winning streak at 6-3 in the conference, trying to make it 4, and really busting loose tonight. Why don't you go over the leading scorers for both teams?
Well, the leading scorer in the game right now is Corey Colvin. He's got 2 3-pointers. He's got 12 points, and also Vincent Lee, who I think has been remarkable. I think if you'd have a game ball in the first half, you'd have to give it to Lee. He's got 11 points. Gavinsky with 9. Matt Pierce with 6. Carvello with 7. On the other side of the ledger, the leading scorer is Zoric. He's got 10 points, and everything else just Corciano. Interesting point. Corciano off the bench, the fine-looking sophomore, has 6 points. He's the second leading scorer right now for West. Huddling up on the court right now, where we saw West. They need something here, and I'm sure that they had a long talk.
All right, Matt Pierce will shoot the technical, I believe, as they'll roll the clock back at 8 minutes, but Pierce will be at the line to kick it off.
Again, we talked about Pierce's football ability. Even from last year, you can tell he's put on some upper body weight, and it looks like it's all muscle.
And Pierce, good on the first attempt. And it's up to a 20-point lead now for the Eisenhower Lions. And Pierce off the front of the rim on the second of the two. 46-26, and Eisenhower will have the ball working left to right across your screen here on Jones Intercable.
the season, maybe getting some, again, playing time when it really counts. It is still 22-point difference. We're just under the 3-point mark left in the game. Obviously, the outcome of the game, I think, was determined probably several minutes ago. But yet, you know, these kids, again, you know, they're young. They're looking for playing time this year and for next year also.
81-59. The Lions took control early tonight. They led from the onset. They jumped out to a 14-6 lead at one point in the first quarter. 32-18. About midway through the second quarter, and they led 45-26 at halftime. A commanding first half. They were breaking the press. They were getting their fast break going. They were doing everything right in that first half. Rebound, Niederjohn goes up strong, and he's called for the offensive foul.
Little push off there, Niederjohn.
Niederjohn saying he dug the shoulder in on the player control foul. Dave Hall brings it up against the press. Hall stops his dribble, head of the wheel, into Buchholz, who lays it in.
Buchholz just came in the game.
Eric Buchholz, a 6-foot junior, his first deuce of the night. Niederjohn working in the lane, over Buchholz, no good. Eisenhower there with the board. They're coming down on a 2-on-2 break. Up, foul. Dave Hall draws the foul.
The foul was on Brill.
John Brill with the foul, 83-59. Eisenhower up by 24 with 2:28 left to go in the game. And the first one is good by Hall.
That's his first point of the game.
Almost everybody who's played tonight has got into the scoring books. Rimming out on the second one. Rebound up strong. That is
Cortachati again.
Cortachati, yes.
Cortachato, I'm sorry.
3-point attempt, no good. Ball loose out of bounds, and the Lions will get it back.
I'm surprised Kevin Nelson didn't come up with that ball. He's been doing everything else tonight. I'm surprised he didn't come up with the rebound, playing a very fine game in a substitute role here for the West Vikings.
And a foul.
Brill again.
Will be on John Brill. Brill going for the backcourt steal. And that will send Hall to the line again. Eisenhower getting balanced scoring throughout the night. 4 players in double figures for the Lions. Rimming it out, ball tapped up, picked up by Nelson. Nelson will push it ahead.
Yeah, Lee's in double figures as well as Gavinsky.
Corchado, ball is rimming high off the rim, and there's a foul on the court, and the foul will be on Niederjohn. Cortachado with a baseline jumper. And Niederjohn called with the foul. Again, Dave Hall will go to the line.
We got 2 minutes to go. We're still 24-point advantage or disadvantage. Hall shooting 1-1.
Hall, a dead ringer on that one. He's got 2 points.
2 for 3 from the line.
The second is also good. And checking in the game for Eisenhower is number 42, Troy Gade. He is a 6'3" junior. 1:56 left to go in the game. 86-59. Ball is stolen in the lane by Jeremiah Willie, but he's called with a travel right away. 86-59, Eisenhower ahead.
You know, both teams have young players on their team. There's one sophomore for West, and there's quite a few, one freshman for West Fed who just hit the ball out of bounds. But there's a couple sophomores on the team too. Kitson, Stawicki sophomore, Jeremiah Williams sophomore for Eisenhower. So you got some young ball players, some quality ball players.
Gady, right side baseline, Buchholz. Buchholz back off to Gady. Posting is Stawicki.
A minute and a half to go, Chuck. Tipped away out
Ball
there by Brill.
Yeah, Nover and back there. Jeremiah Willie, ball checked out of bounds, and the Lions will keep it.
That Willie, according to Schittiger, is a very good defensive ball player. He's a fine point guard and a sophomore.
Ball
again,
is loose on the court,
hands.
picked out of there by Kitson. He keeps control. Willie spins, has a man open, stolen away. Niederjohn off ahead to John Brill, who will lay it in. 86-60 now, 53 seconds left to go in the game. And the ball goes out of bounds. Ball thrown away by Eric Buchholz.
46 seconds to go, 86-61.
Jason Bruckmeyer, a 5'10 senior, now checks in for the West Vikings with 44 seconds left to go in the game. Three-point attempt on the way by Brill, no good. Rebound Eisenhower. That is Jeremiah Willie. Willie will bring it up past Nelson, and Nelson is called with a push. 29 seconds.
That's Nelson's second foul. It was an unintentional foul. He's just trying to steal the ball. I don't think he made anything by it. Good game, though. You got a 25-point difference.
Area teams in action tonight. West Dallas Hale, as they try to bounce back after a loss last week to Kettle Moraine. Hale is taking on Cudahy, tonight being Friday night.
Yeah, we did that game last week on cable. Paulson from Kettle Moraine, excellent ball player.
John Paulson, he's had 41 points earlier in the week and 49.
Back-to-back games.
Was named the Waukesha Freeman Player of the Week last week for Waukesha County. He's averaging 28 points a game, leading the Suburban Park Conference.
It's quite a game when you have 88 points scored between two ball players.
And Willie
really
good
fun.
on both.
It's a fun game. Hero from Hale at 39.
Ball loose, and Vikings will keep it. It's funny, in that conference, Kettle Moraine has kind of snuck up on everybody.
Yeah. Well, they're a good ball club. They were expected to be a real force in the league, and they start off rather slowly. Paulson's gotten on track. They got some other good ball players in their team.
88-61, 17 seconds left to play. That is Brockmeyer with it. Off to Niederjohn, above his head.
Seconds.
John Brill, who's tried a couple of three-point attempts. Brockmeyer with a three-point attempt, no good. Nelson scrambles for the rebound, but it's taken away by Kitson. Kitson ahead, but
I don't know.
They won't count it.
No good.
And that'll do it. The intra-city clash finds New Berlin Eisenhower coming out on top, 88-61 over New Berlin West, as the Eisenhower Lions took control from the start, and they never looked back, never trailed in this game, led by as much as 30 points, and they rolled to the 27-point win.
On the monitor, we see the coaches are all congratulating the various ball players. It was a hard-fought game. It's just that tonight, the things were happening very positively for Eisenhower. Maybe the next time they meet, it'll go just the other way. I'm not trying to diminish anybody. It's just that tonight it belonged to the Lions. The next time, if they were to meet in the regionals or sections, maybe West will own the game. So it was a good game. Both teams played very, very hard.
And Eisenhower wins their fourth in a row. They rebound from the first time they lost to these guys. I should say Eisenhower wins their fourth in a row. They rebound from the first time they lost to West. And that'll do it right here, 88-61. As Eisenhower improves to 7-3 in the conference, the Vikings from West have dropped to 6-4. For Ken Polinska, I'm Chuck Freeman saying so long from New Berlin Eisenhower High School for once again the final score. New Berlin Eisenhower 88, New Berlin West 61. So long, everybody.
Good night.